have you here.
Thank you.
It's an incredible story. Where did it start?
Unfortunately, I had a headache, went into hospital and woke up to be told, your kidneys have failed. Pretty much of a shocker, couldn't get my head around it. Didn't do as I was told, was a petulant patient and thought my way was the best way. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It caused me a lot more damage internally. My heart became under more pressure and my general health was a mess, not sleeping and, like I say, bouts of depression, which it's hard to get out of and you don't realise you're in it until you look back and you've come out of it.
How bad did it get for you? Was there a low point?
Yeah, the low point was not actually being able to communicate with people because I locked myself away for days on end, and when it came to actually having a conversation with people, that's all I could do because I couldn't generate enough of my brain to work because I'd not been talking to people. So it was very low, and even with so many friends and family around me, I was very isolated in myself rather than letting it out and talking to people, and that was one of the hardest things.
What was the turning point? When did that start to change?
The turning point was after I had my bad 7 months in hospital for 7 months, and I got through it, and the wife basically said, come on, let's get your head together. I saw my wedding photos, and at that point I was 17.5 stone, and I just couldn't believe it. I was in tears thinking, I've ruined my wedding. And it was at that point where I thought, right, I've got to get my head down, got to get focused and really concentrate on being fit for a transplant. You know, it's not just a case of, right, you're on a list, you get a transplant and away you go. You have to be physically and mentally ready for it, because if not, you get that transplant, you waste it, and that's somebody that missed out on the opportunity that would have a better chance than you.
And time passes, you move up the list, and you are in line for this transplant.
It was just completely out of the blue. It was quite random. I was on dialysis at the Royal at Derby, and I got a call saying, Simon, I've got a kidney for you. Okay, and my first line was, you are joking. And my first thought then was, I'm going to go to Argentina for the World Transplant Games. I need to compete in the British Transplant Games first in 6 months. I'm going to get a gold medal, and first gold medal I get, I'm going to give to my organ donor family because it's going to work. I'm so ready for this, and I want to make sure that people see and understand how important it is to look after your kidney, get fit, and do as much as you can.
That drive, that determination to pay them back for the gesture they were making for you, where did that come from?
It was instinct, you know. I can't comprehend losing somebody and having to make a decision like that. And they'd spoke about it years before and said, you know, if this was to happen, John, bless him, my donor, he passed away, and they'd made the decision. It was easy for them because they wanted more people to live on, and because of John, I got his kidney, and 9 other people benefited from his organs, of which 4 children under the age of 4 also survived having heart valves.
Then your path, your journey to the World Transplant Games, to the British Game, started the day after. You were in training, right?
Yeah, I had a bit of a blip, and then on day 4 of having my transplant, I was doing 4.5 miles around Nottingham City Hospital with my drip stand, talking to people. I still had insomnia, so I only slept a few hours a night. So everybody, all night long, got to speak to me. And the greatest thing was going for my first Nottingham Transplant Games meeting. I literally walked into the next room, said, hi, I'm competing in the British Transplant Games in 6 months. I'm Simon. I've got my drip stand next to me, and they were a little bit taken aback. I said, don't worry about this will be gone soon. I want to compete and just have a go and try my best.
But from a timing perspective, it was touch and go whether in terms of the rules you would be able to actually compete in the Games.
Look at it that I had my transplant with 6 days to spare of not being able to compete. You have to have it 6 months.
Let's talk about the Games themselves.
Yes.
What are they and who competes?
Anybody that's had a transplant, and maybe it's failed, they can still compete. Obviously, it's trying to make sure that the people are fit enough and healthy enough to have a go. And it's about getting involved in what I class as the transplant family. Because once you're in, you're there for life, because people are supporting. you try different events from anywhere from archery to lawn bowls to football to volleyball. There are so many different things that everybody can have a go at. And it's not about winning. It's about going and having a go, getting yourself to a fitness level that is good for you, and then taking it on to a next level. If you want to compete and take it to that next level, you can do. That's the opportunity. So you can actually get back into a competition.
And we see this with the Invictus Games, which is a competition for wounded, sick and injured former services personnel. There is an impact that sport has on their lives. There is an impact that the competing and having that comradeship with people in your team brings to them from a psychological perspective, but also from a physical fitness and health perspective. How do you think it helps competing in the Transplant Games?
The Transplant Games gives you a small step goal. And it's not just about going out there and getting as fit as you can and getting involved. It's about giving yourself small goals to get to an opportunity where you can compete again or have a go at something different. And with the Nottingham team, it was amazing. They welcome everybody in. I was there for the first time, and it was about process, just making sure that you're doing it gently to start with, and then taking it to the next level and having that camaraderie with everybody that's there and just being involved. And the amount of support you get from everybody, not just your own team, but other teams that know why you're there, and the passion that they've got to give you information, advice that they've been through. I mean, a friend there, blind, she swims and she's a world champion. And it's inspirational to see so many people that are still doing so much, even after their kidneys, their organs might have failed for the second time. They're still giving it a go.
I'm sure you wanted to win because you're competitive and because the journey you'd been through. Yeah. But to win that gold medal, to take it and to give it to the people who had given, the family of the man who'd given you his kidney, how did that feel?
My focus was Argentina. Unfortunately, I didn't get any gold medals in the British Games. But Argentina, I was determined. Unfortunately, my first thing was getting out there and having a go. It was so relaxed. The people were so involved. And winning that gold medal, I knew as soon as I picked up that gold medal and went, this is it. This is it. This is going to John's family. I was so happy. I mean, I couldn't be more elated to know that I could do what I promised and bring it back. And last year, being able to give it to Carol and Vicky, your daughter, and say thank you. You know, I was in tears. It was just incredible.
What's next? What's next for you in terms of your fitness and your games career?
At the moment, for me, I'm lucky. I coach primary school kids for Premier Sport every day, and I'm in there trying to give an impact and inspire children to have a passion for sport every day. For me, the next thing is the British Transplant Games in August in Birmingham. The Nottingham team are representing and trying to do the best they can. Then we're going to be Great Britain hosting the World Transplant Games in Newcastle.
Some big events on the way. Simon, I can't thank you enough for coming in. It's been incredible hearing your story.
Thank you.
That's it for now.